Brahma, Gururvishnu, Gururevo Maheshwarah, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So Gita, I have put it on the text, the different, with their number of the verses, the different topics dealt in the Gita chapter 2. You see, we started with Krishna responds to Arjuna. Arjuna becomes defensive. We rationalize our problems. So when we want to be a seeker, then what happens? Then we rationalize our problems. That is also one of the reason of OCD, what Christina was just talking about. So, yes.
Girish, did you say you put something up in the chat?
Yeah.
If you put it up before we joined, we can't get it. Can you
You
repost
cannot
it?
get it. Yeah, I can post it.
Thank you.
So the entire second chapter of the Gita gives the entire perspective of our life, personal life, professional life, social life, spiritual life, and it sets the journey to self-discovery. So we have covered until the verse 32. And we got answers of many questions. Never rationalize your problem, but try to understand the very cause of the problem. Huh? No, I have an anxiety. What should I do? Do nothing. Observe. Be a witness. Whitney. Be a witness. So when we are a witness, then we separate all the symptoms coming from the mind from my real self. That concept is not available in the modern science. So what we have understood, then did I tell you that there are a lot of research studies who have mental disorders? I would say chronic mental disorders. The research was done, and same scientists, same medical experts concluded that those who suffer from mental disorders, they increase their IQ by 30% more than the normal healthy individuals. And where they use their IQ, they rationalize their problem. Don't do that. So the science cannot tell you that, I have a real self. So we can tell. Yoga tells you, don't rationalize your problems, just separate yourself. Learn the art of witness, do the meditation, separate yourself. Then you have a clarity. See, the beauty of understanding. So ultimately, we understood little bit of Sankhya Yoga. Do you still remember Sankhya? Counting? And Kya also means the wisdom, the Jnana Yoga, the path of knowledge. So I have to use my intellect to understand what is going on in my life. Now, gradually, our master Krishna says, come on, let me guide you. What is karma yoga? What is karma? Karma means activities. What is activities? From going to the restroom, taking a cup of tea, to fighting with someone, to loving someone, living into that pleasure and pain. It is all a part of karma yoga. It is the verse number 39. So we understand So, Karma Yoga is basically a yoga of intellect. Inside, karma outside. Intellect inside means you have a right knowledge inside your mind. Why? Why? Because every action comes from the thought. Thought contains the desire. The desire prompts me to act. Without the thought, either at the habitual subconscious level or at the conscious level, I cannot do any action. Are you clear? So, our master is explaining that this karma yoga binds us. How it binds us? Find out. Do you claim that you are fully busy? Karma is binding you. It will cause problem. You are always running. Karma, you don't understand how to perform the action in daily life. You have a disturbed sleep. You are not understanding how to regulate my life, how to perform these activities. I'm just bringing that in a daily life to make you understand. Karma yoga. And what happens, my friends, that if you are bound, if your intellect is held bondage by the karma, means the action that you are doing in your daily life, what happens? It will definitely make you crazy. There is no doubt about it. So Krishna says how to prevent yourself. You will not get these explanations, John, in your book. It is philosophical. They are more academic than the real life explanation. So Krishna says that by the karma yoga, you can be free from the bondage of karma, bondage in the activity, in the work, in the karma. How? So we have almost 5-6 verses pertaining to this. You see that what he says, O son Pratha, Pratha is a seeker, thou shalt cast away the bondage of works. Remain always free. Play your act. I'm playing my teaching. It doesn't mean that I'm making a fun of it. Play means performing your task, your act, focus on the activity and release the mind from two factors. What are the two factors? In any activity, you will be free from the bondage of acts from today. What are the two? You have to release your mind from ego. That I'm doing this, I'm teaching. Example, I'm teaching you. You guys don't know anything. I'm teaching. That is one way I have one option as a teacher. Second option, how much you are paying me? As long as I maintain my livelihood, I don't care. And I see Lara contacted me. You have to thank Lara to make you crazy to attend these sessions and also the Kate. So then I don't care. But the moment it comes maintaining my livelihood, I will charge. I will ask you, pay me. Because you have yet to understand this tradition. So two part, come back. Mind is free from the ego of performing an action. You don't remain the doer and the enjoyer. Finished. First part. And the second is don't desire the fruits of an action. I have a wonderful friend. I have told you, those who have attended Mondays and Thursdays session. Terry's told me last year that I cannot pay you. I said, I will never ask you to pay because you have been suffering from a lot of challenges in your life, and you are not doing your job. So can I repay her the way she treated me when I met her for the first time when I landed in US in 2007? I will never forget. I will never forget. So even I don't think that I'm repaying anything that I'm repaying. And soon in 2008 and 9, she got this Parkinson. So there are a lot of people. So two parts we have to think. Do you keep your ego while going to the restroom? No. You don't do that. Now check how you can perform every action like. So two things is very important. Focus on the work that you are doing. You're going to the kitchen to prepare a cup of tea. Focus on preparing a cup of tea. Only get out of the ego. You are a wife talking to your husband. Pay attention. Play a role of a wife. Can you play a role of a wife when you blame and complain and react? Ask yourself. Life will change. Secret of karma starts from the mind. The intellect is clear. So what is that? Renunciation of fruits of an action and dedicated action. Dedicated action, whatever you are doing, do it with a focus. We invent a lot of things as an American. It's a country of invention. I'm also an American. So what do we find? We sit in a restroom and let us studies, read the newspaper. Why? No, I don't have time. So I'm very expert in multitasking. Unnecessary. Think of it. Think of it. I should focus on the action, means where from the action springs from the body. So body, mind, and intellect are together. That will make you free from the bondage of action. This is the message. So let us go a little deeper into this part. Karma Yoga and the Sankhya Yoga are together. So let us understand deeply, because the Gita is a summary of more than hundreds of Upanishads in the text. Many of the verses have been copied from different Upanishads and the teachings. We don't have a problem of pleasurism. Why? Principles are the same. Now understand the practical part that you will not find in academic literal translation. That's why I asked you to buy a book by Swami Chinmayanand, Holy Gita. That gives you some practical hints. But still, it needs a lively teaching. Now see that karma we are talking about. So I'm expanding this verse. Let me make you understand that there are 3, 4, 2, 6. 6 types of karma. We are dividing the karma in the 6 types of karma. Kate will say, can you write it? Yes, I will write it. I follow everything as you say that, you see that there are 6 types of the karmas. Understand each and every one so that you'll have a clarity in performing the karma.
Good karma. Now you can do it without my asking.
Yes, I can do that. So you see there are 3 types of karma, the top level. Nitya karma, nimitta karma, manas karma. Understand the nitya karma means action, work, nitya work, naimitya work, manas karma, upasana. The fourth one is kamya karma. I will explain you later. Fourth one is kamya karma. And then the two types of karma, nishiddha karma, prayashchitta karma. So you have 3, 4, 5, 6. There are other different classifications, so I'm not going there. So it will make you understand that what exactly is the nitya karma. Going to the restroom is nitya karma. Starting from there. Do you have ego? No. Are you seeking fruits from that action? No. So, nitya karma means the obligatory duties in your daily life. Those obligatory duties, if you do it, the life will be happy. If you don't do it, you will be punished. I gave you an example last time. Paying taxes in time is my duty as a citizen. If I don't do it, I will be punished. But if I do it, I don't get any reward. A lot of people pay their taxes. I pay the bills. I have to pay the bills. Punished. Simple. So these nitya karma means the daily life activities which are obligated. I ought to do it. So I should be vigilant, aware, mindful of performing these duties. I've been giving a cup of tea every day in the morning to my honey, and one day I miss it. I have made it my obligatory duty. Why should I miss it? So now the honey says, you didn't give me a. Oh no, you should have taken it. I missed only one day. You start fighting. Why you made that habit? Are you mindful? No. You say that as if you are doing a great service to your honey by offering a cup of tea every day. So you build your ego. That is why you start fighting. See that? See that? Change that habit. The life will be better. So I'm just giving a brief. It takes a long time to understand. Nitya karma. And the naimitya karma means occasional duties that we need to perform in a society. You are attending the birthday celebration of Kate every year, and one day you miss it. Why you miss it? So, like birthdays, social activities where I should be mindful of performing that social duties without building any ego, huh? And seeking the fruits of an action. Right? So, these three types of duties I must be doing with awareness, without free from ego. I have to do it. I ought to do it. I wake up in the morning. So, in our tradition, we say when you wake up in the morning, take a bath, start chanting the mantras, and then sit in meditation for 10 minutes. Then another 10 minutes, you do the pranayama. So, like this, there are a lot of obligatory duties. I'm not going there. But simply understand, be mindful that what are my duties and responsibilities in my daily life. Wherever I'm living with my family in a social level, I must follow that nitya karma, naimitya karma. And the third one is the manas karma. Manas means mental activities. So here the mental activities, the mental work, uh, same. Just spend 10 minutes. Oh, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Maybe sit for daily without break. You make it as a part of your duty that I must be doing it. I don't expect any result, but I must be doing it. And over after a few weeks, you will find the mind has changed. What we are learning? Karma yoga. Mind is clear. Now come to the fourth, kamya karma. Kamya means desire prompted action. Do not, it is better to avoid desire prompted action. We talk to someone because of desire prompted action. We only talk to someone when there is some desire in me. Can I get out of that desire prompted action? Because desire prompted action builds the ego in me, and that becomes a matter of conflict and confusion and reaction in our daily life. So I already explained about binding and the unbinding desire last time. So once we understand the role of a unbinding desire in our life, let me talk to you, but keep my focus on the work, on the activity, rather than on the desire. How much I can extract from you should not be, because that disturbs the mind. It begins with the disturbance in the mind, it leads to the disturbance. Fourth type. Now the fifth type, nishiddha karma. Nishiddha means prohibited action. Should I speed up my car in the road? You see the relevance of Gita. Should I drink and drive? Prohibited karma. So same way, I say you honey, and then I'm ready to fight with you. Prohibited karma. Apply that. Be mindful. Think of it. Huh? You are my dad. That is why I'm fighting with you. Prohibited karma. You see, you mindful, intellect, in the intellect and mind, you say, no, this is, I have not to do the prohibited karma at any cost. Right? Now, sometime unconsciously, we perform those activities and then we say sorry. So that sorry act is nothing but prayashchitta karma, the sixth one, atonement. When I say seeking forgiveness, so I should always be ready to seek forgiveness. That is what I did in the last session. I asked, can you spare me? Then I will tell you. So you see that once you follow, understand this, and you start living your life, the life within a week will change. Gita. So we are learning Karma Yoga. I've been repeating this verse again and again. So I'm repeating, I'm saying that is the verse number 40. The verse number 40 says, Neha bhikramana susti pratyavayo navidyate. Swalapam pyasya dharmasya trayate mehetu bhayata. Even when you perform the action with that attitude on this path, no effort is lost. You will find peace and happiness here and now in performing that action. No obstacle prevails. You will start finding that your mind is dissolving these challenges which you felt before. Now that challenge has converted into an opportunity. Even a little of this dharma means your activity, delivers from the great fears. You can complete it. Great fears. See that? So what has happened? That self-centeredness in your mind has dissolved. So mind became free. Now mind is not disturbed. So you can pay 100% attention on the activity that you are doing. Not only it brings an excellence in whatever you are doing, but it gives you a great satisfaction. wherever you are. The time will come when you will forget whether you have OCD or not. Look at my friend here. You all are my friends. Look at the chair. Parkinson, can you believe? I never said that, can it help you? I never said. I only told her you have to be in my sessions or every time. Finished. In some time, you see, body is totally in the state of motionless. Do you recognize and feel there is a real self inside which can transcend all the challenges of the body and the mind? That is the journey of discovery. That is the journey of yoga. So, the moment you start, you will enjoy your life wherever you are, in whatever the situation you are. Nehabhikram nashosti pratyavayo na vidyate nahi salpam pyasya trayati meheto bhayat. It saves you from great fears. A sense of insecurity drops. Karma yoga with the intellect. So let us see that another verse that is also a very important verse. So the master says, Vyavasayati ma buddhi, Vyavasayatmika buddhi, Eka ekuru nandana bahushakha, Hi ananta cha buddhaya, Avyavasayanam. So I use the translation by our great master Aravindo. I told you before. I copy and paste it here. The fixed and resolute intelligence is one and homogeneous. O joy of Kurus. So here he is addressing the seeker. Many branching and multifarious is the intelligence of the irresolute. Those people who are not clear about in their intellect about the karma, their mind is fickle minded. They are constantly wandering. Wait for a minute, I'll come back. Let me grab a glass of water. No, 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 I don't feel heaviness. Let me take a cup of tea. I'm not able to focus my mind. How can I expect a change in my life? No, you can do it. I'm just giving an example, not you guys. So I tell my mind when I'm talking, how the hell you can go anywhere? You have to be here and now. Not allowed. Permission not granted. Can I talk to my mind like this? So this is what the master is using. Master is saying, Vyavasayat Atmika Buddhi. Buddhi means intellect. We are talking of karma. He is talking of the intellect. First, set your intellect in one direction. Clarity. No ego. And then you are performing an action. You need not to practice meditation. Meditation will happen in you. You need not to close your eyes. Meditation will come to you. Vyavasayatmika buddhi eka ihi kuru nandana. The master is saying, my dear friend, seeker, understand, when this intellect is searching, scattered in different directions at the time of performing the karma, the ego is working behind, you cannot succeed. So, karma outside, intellect inside. Clarity. It is a stroke, master stroke by the Krishna to the seeker. So it means I'm performing an action, I'm focused there. Waking state is full of action. What will happen? You are vigilant, you are aware and attentive of doing every action. You can move from transition from one action to the second action with that awareness, with that clarity, with that calmness in the mind. The life will change. No, let me grab a water and then I will listen to you. Do you see? I'm not saying anything. Even if you have to uh, react, you react against this guy, Krishna. Don't react against me. I'm just explaining. So all responsibilities goes to me. You see, what happens? That is the another secret in this verse. Karma Yoga. There is no loss of effort because now you are aware and attentive. The results is immediate. What is that result? Can you think of it? Oh, you don't have a big face giving a talk. You are cheerful, happy, naturally focused. Second result in any action that you do. See that? Third, no contrary result. What does that mean? No contrary result. Even if you react against me, I don't take it. I don't take it. Why I don't take it? I'm not teaching you out of the ego. I don't take it. You may react, continue to react, but there is no acceptance in the mind. The intellect is clear. Now, even if you commit a mistake, you don't feel. You know, you become aware and you correct it. 24. From action to action, from moment to moment. Do you see that those points that I brought it from another Upanishad? So that is, and then what happens? You have completed the work, not essential. You have performed the work, putting your 100%. That is essential. I'm writing 6 books. I'm just preparing, I'm writing on the 6 books. One of them is Hatha Yoga. I have sent Kate to see that. The cover page one guy has created. I'm not interested in completing. No, I don't want to be a best-selling author. I have to hire an agent. I am writing for my own satisfaction, whether it is complete or not. I enjoy. Why I enjoy? I realize that many of my friends who are teachers from New Jersey to here, perhaps they do not have a clarity about Hatha Yoga. So I said, let me convert that Hatha Yoga into a Hatha Yoga text, 2 texts, Ghiran Samhita and Hatha Yoga Pratipika, in the form of question and answer. So you look at the question and you find the answer in the verse, it becomes easy for you. So whenever I enjoy, I find the time, I open it and I write it. Completion is not essential. And then what? See the 6th quality that you get out, problemless. You perform an action, no problem. It keeps your mind totally pure, happy, relaxed in performing any action. These secrets are taught by Krishna to his friend and the seeker. So let us go little deeper. You will see the how much relevant the these verses. So let us move to the verse number 42. I told you before that Gita, chapter number 2, is expanded in 18 chapters. So it is very important for us to understand. Now, see that. So sometimes we misquote our text. What it says, Yamimam Pushpitam Vacham Pravadanti or Vipashit Chittaha, the flowery word which they declare, who have not clear discernment, devoted to the creed of the Veda, whose creed is that there is nothing else. What that means? This verse tells us where the materialists get their philosophical sanctions. It is the portion of the Vedas, means yoga text that deals with the desire prompted action. Yam Yamimam Pushpitam Vacham Vedvad Ratah Parthnanyara Astiti Vadina. You see that there are many texts, or we can say, we can understand, in the beginning when you treat the path of yoga, especially in a traditional wisdom, the master says you have to put yourself into the karma yoga, into the bhakti yoga. You have to perform a lot of actions. So the objection is there, if I have to perform an action, why should not I perform desire prompted action? So the master says the moment you perform a desire prompted action, your mind will be polluted. It will be divided. It will be distracted. And then not only you will not be able to perform the action with the right intention, with a focus, you will not gain a mastery in that particular action, but that will also disturb your mind. So there the master also adds one thing, it violates the law of nature. What is his name? What is his name? Who met Swami Vivekananda and who opened a very big non-profit organization. He donated billions of dollars and he was known as the richest person according to today's standard almost 100 years ago. What is his name? What is his name? Which foundation? Who owns a lot of gas companies, petroleum companies? What is his name? What is his name? Rockefeller Foundation. He was the richest guy 100 years ago, even according to today's index. He was suffering from many illnesses. Vivekananda Swami, great master Swami Vivekananda was here in US. So his friend said, oh, come on, let us meet this monk. He mesmerizes. Whatever he talks, it makes sense. Who is going to meet? That will make a sense of this verse. That's why I remember Rockefeller. It's a true story. So anyhow, Rockefeller was pushed by his friend to meet Swami Vivekananda. They both entered into the hotel room to meet Swami Vivekananda. So his friend explained how much suffering Rockefeller is, having lot of problems, lot of illnesses. He was undergoing a treatment. So Vivekananda heard, and Vivekananda said, "It is your duty. You have earned billions of dollars from all the Americans. Now it is your duty to return this money to the Americans." Before that, Rockefeller was extremely miser. According to the modern expression in our country, Rockefeller said, "Hell with you, I'm not interested." So after a week, he donated a couple of millions of dollars. But at the same time, he called the media. There was a big picture published in the newspaper that this is, how donated. And then he went to Swami Vivekananda. He threw the newspaper. See that? I spared a lot of money. Now you should thank me. Vivekananda looked at him and he said, "You should thank me because I showed you the path." We masters are very crazy. We know how to answer. You should thank me because I showed you the right path. He was still angry because of his ego. And then he started the Rockefeller Foundation. And it is still running. It is still donating billions of dollars every year to different projects. Right knowledge changes you. It prompts you to the right action. So every action must be performed with that right intellect. Right intellect, my friend. See that you can change your life. It depends on you. If you want. If you want. So those who are following the life of a pleasure. Yeah, I remember a couple of things and then so it's a 43rd verse, the pursuit of pleasure. My life is only the pursuit of pleasure. You see that I give a title to every verse so that you can easily remember. The pursuit of pleasure. Kamatmanah swarga parah janma karma phal pradam kriya vishesha bahulam bhogaishwarya gatim prati. Why I am living? Pleasure seeking. Pleasure seeking is my goal of living. That's what we say: eat, drink, and be merry. So now see that your intellect is guided by eat, drink, and be merry. Right? You are living with your honey. Now honey doesn't give you pleasure. You are ready for a divorce. Why you are unhappy? You marry again, you want to be happy. I don't remember who told me this story. There was an American guy a couple of years back. He married 10 times. Means they divorced 9 times. 10th time, he went to a psychiatrist to find out where problem is located. Was the problem located in those 9 women or me? I don't remember the story. This is what happens when we live with the pleasure-seeking mind. Still, you are not ready to realize your mistake the 10th time. What a funny. So now replace this women with our pleasure-seeking objects outside. It's not about the women or men. That is what happens in our life. I'm never tired of pleasure-seeking. Yoga says, realize if the pleasure is located in the object or a person, or it is located in your mind. Now, I think, I will complete that session with that, and then we will take up. That will give you a very clear understanding. First thing, what happens by default? Default means sometimes it is instinctive, it is habitual. I'm trying to be very brief. The concept is great concept. And once we contemplate and reflect, 99% of the desire prompted action drops from my life, and the mind remains free. So by default, instinctive nature or habitual, we like something. So when you like something, that liking, you're liking something. So mind says, I like it, I like it, I like it. It's doing a mantra. I like it, I like it, I like it. That we do not become aware because we are living a unconscious, mechanical, habitual life. So by repetition, it becomes an attachment. I'm giving one example, attachment. Now the mind is still, mind now moves from the attachment to a desire. Why the desire is there? From where it has come? Go back. It has come from the liking. Take an example of a pasta. I like pasta, I like pasta, I like pasta. The mind is thinking. And now there is an attachment. Now the desire is for seeking the pasta. Why? Do you find the answer? Because it gives me pleasure. It gives me happiness. You got it? First point. Now examine why I like pasta, why it gives me pleasure. Because there is an element of liking. What is the meaning? If I like pasta, then it gives me happiness. If I dislike pasta and I eat pasta, will it give me happiness? Repeating again. I like pasta. Hence, it gives me happiness. Right? If I dislike pasta and I eat pasta, does that pasta give me happiness? See the Eastern psychology. I'm not comparing. I don't say that modern psychology doesn't stand anywhere. They have done a lot of progress. They have increased the number of diseases in the modern world. That is one thing they have done. So I studied myself. Abnormal Psychology is such a big book. Anyhow, I passed the examination. I said, no, this is enough. I don't want to study. Abnormal Psychology is such a thick book. So, first point, condition of happiness lies in the mind. If I like you, you can give me happiness. If I don't like you, you cannot give me happiness. Clear? Liking moves to the attachment to moves to the desire, and that desire is superimposing pleasure and happiness in the pasta, which is not there. What I'm saying? You say, I like pasta, pleasure gives me happiness, then pasta should give happiness to each and every human being on this earth. Because your mind says pasta gives happiness. You see the understanding, the logical reasoning our masters put forth to understand our problem. So it means that pleasure is superimposed by my mind because of liking and attachment. It will come in this the same chapter. If I am seeking anything where it is not, I am seeking happiness in the pasta, but happiness is not there in the pasta, what will be the result? Replace pasta with your honey. I am seeking happiness from my honey. My honey is already stressed. No, honey means any relationship. No, see. Now, can you think of the arguments that the couples have? You can find out. I don't want to use it. If you have argued at any point of time with your honey or the near and the dear ones, you will find out that the mind is searching for happiness there where it is not. Are you getting it? Are you understanding? Replace pasta with the honey, with your son, with your daughter, with your parents, anything, with your car. So what happened? First point of understanding that the happiness is not present in any person, object, event. Take an example of your birthday. Oh, your birthday is day after tomorrow. Did you prepare? So while preparing, you have an immense pleasure because you like. It's a liking element is there. And then you superimpose the pleasure over there. Birthday. You celebrated your birthday. Birthday is gone. Where the pleasure has gone? Balloon full of air. Gone. Pleasure is gone. Yoga tells you do not celebrate. No, you like to celebrate your birthday and etc. etc. Continue to celebrate. It comes only once a year. Why don't you make your entire life a celebration? That is the journey of yoga. Every day is a birthday celebration. God, I woke up. I remember myself. Today is my birthday. Living from moment to moment. So going back, pleasure is not there in the object, right? Clear? So why should I have a desire prompted action? Drop it. Now I realize happiness is not outside. No, but happiness is in the mind. Really? First conclusion is clear. The pleasure is not there in the pasta or not outside. Huh? Not outside. I superimpose pleasure because I like my birthday. Why? Because you all will come, you'll give me a gift, you will say happy birthday. Normally, it is a happy death day. 1 year has decreased. You see that? No, continue to celebrate your birthday, but the naked fact is this. Are you understanding that? See the fact and the truth. We don't want to see the truth. So now the second level is the pleasure in the mind. So, okay, I understood that first part. First part, I understand that there is no pleasure, happiness in the world outside in any person, object, time, and event. Clear? So now my mind says this happiness lies in the mind. Really? Then why you are anxious on one day and happy on the other day? Is the pleasure and happiness is the property of the mind? Ask yourself. See the Gita. It is not the property of mind. No, but I feel happy. The one question remains unanswered, from where this happiness comes. Isn't it? That question still remains unanswered. How can you disprove that I eat pasta, I'm happy? Happiness is there. I experience that. How to find the answer of that question? That is the beauty of yoga and Eastern psychology. So, I'll complete that. I'll give you a brief understanding of that. Now, ask yourself, when I say I like pasta, what happens to your mind? The mind is thinking constantly, jumping from one thought to the other. The same thought is being repeated. So there is some hesitation in the mind. Right? Right? Now you have an attachment. The hesitation has increased. Pay attention. Be very clear. Hesitation has increased. So when you are eating pasta, that hesitation in the mind drops. And dropping of that hesitation makes the mind quiet. In that quiet mind, the real self reflects and gives the happiness. We don't experience the happiness from the pasta, from any person outside. It is from my real self. What the master is saying. Quiet mind is happy mind. Why you are chasing pasta? Make your mind quiet. You are happy. Do you see? See the reasoning and understanding. Understanding. How can you prove that? You go on asking the question. Our Krishna answers every question. And that too in the state of the cheerfulness. Smiling. How can you say that? So our master says, tell me, my friend, when you are in deep sleep, is your mind active? No. Are you aware of the body? No. When you come out of the deep sleep, do you find you are happy, calm and relaxed? Yes. Is it not a proof? Are you getting it? In a deep sleep, mind is not agitated. I'm saying deep sleep, non-REM sleep. Use the word scientific. I got an invitation to talk on mind and theta wave. What a crazy title. According to yoga. According to science, it makes sense. In the modern world, 90% of the phrases make sense. Otherwise, it is a nonsense. I said, okay, I will give a talk. Some talk in the university in India. Come back. What did I say? Understand that part. Quiet mind is a happy mind. Quiet mind is an empty mind. Emptiness is meditative state of the mind. What do you guys think? Means what? When you empty the mind, that real self says, now I'm ready. I will settle in your mind so that you remain cheerful, peace, and happy all the time. That is what the awakening is. That is what the enlightenment is. You have to contemplate. Your intellect should start thinking the way these masters are thinking, provided you are ready to accept that our intellect is not able to solve the riddles of my life. Hence, let me start thinking the way the masters are thinking and see the result. That is the beauty of the Karma Yoga. So, question. That is why my master told me that he teaches what is not written in the text. Because he has to open the verses. Every verse has to be linked to a lot of other principles. So once we open it, then we understand and we follow the life changes. And I can tell you, your intellect is 100% settled in the knowledge. What is that knowledge? That peace and happiness is not present outside in the world. You cannot stop smiling. Money, happiness is there. Wife, husband, happiness is there. Pasta, happiness is there. You just become aware of it. You see yourself into the mirror, and now I'm good. Everything is pasted very beautifully. Is happiness is on your face? No. Except I have a big face. The rest, everything is good. Only one thing is required. Let the happiness come from inside. Let the face remain like me, doesn't matter. Do you see that beauty of the journey? Any question?
I have more comment than a question. A couple weeks ago during one of our sessions, I had a mind-blowing realization. About 15 years ago, I read The Miracle of Mindfulness by Thich Nhat Hanh, and he says, wash the dishes to wash the dishes. You don't wash the dishes to get clean dishes. And I was like, but I don't get it. You wash the dishes and then you have clean dishes. So what's the difference? And then I finally got it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, because if you wash the dishes just to wash the dishes, then when you put them away, if you notice that one of them needs a little extra work, if you try to get clean dishes, then you're going to get frustrated. You're going to be like, I just washed these dishes. Why do I have to do it again? But if you just did them to do them, then you go, oh, look, I missed a spot. And you clean it. And you're intellectually curious rather than reacting emotionally. And it was like, so, and that's again what you're talking about today with you do the work to do the work, not with attachment to
Yes.
the results and the finish line. So I wanted to thank you for helping me understand something I read 15 years ago.
Yeah. Alex, you'll be surprised when I read and speak and listen to these people in the West. I find all these principles are very well explained in the text of Eastern wisdom. And they are coherent. They have a logical sequence of understanding. And once you understand, you see, oh, what other people are talking in the West, as if they have borrowed these principles from the Eastern wisdom. Many times I feel that. I may be wrong. I want to be wrong. Yes, I see that. I was listening a lot to, what was to that? There was one guy who recently, couple of years died, and who was very, he later on he admitted that he was in contact with one women master in India, with whom he learned a lot. He was very famous, he used to give a podcast. So what happens in this journey of the Eastern wisdom, every step is easily explained. Whether you are performing an action or the way you are thinking, the way you have a feeling, and it opens your life. Yes, Kate, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say a similar thing. The recovery community, the whole recovery community, the 12-step, which is huge now all over the world. Bill Wilson and Dr. Bob, who are the founders, studied the Upanishads. And if you look at their recovery stuff, you read the recovery stuff, all of it, it aligns with the sacred texts of the philosophers. No wonder it's working and people are finding inner peace.
So you see, these so-called great people, they hide from where they have borrowed the principle. So
the book I was talking about, though, was written by a Buddhist monk, so he is Eastern.
Yeah, obviously,
yeah.
So you have to hammer your intellect until you understand it clearly. So when there is an understanding, there is a clarity, there is a conviction, you don't have any doubt, that intellect triggers the mind to follow what is right and good. So now your thought is what is right and good. That right thought creates a right desire. And that desire, when it prompts you to action, the life is always beautiful. Life is always beautiful. Brandy is thinking? No. A little thinking. Okay. It's such a beautiful way. Now, one thought came to my mind. That is my, in fact, an intent. So when I start giving lessons, and especially on the teacher's training, you should not have any doubt or a fear in your mind teaching yoga as compared to the modern science. They have a different approach. We have a different approach. First thing, you should be able to stand at any platform. Why? We have a right knowledge. We have that wisdom which has been tested and validated for thousands of years. So don't start taking the help of science to explain the concept of yoga. Rather than complement the concept of the science to explain the principles of Eastern wisdom. Why you cannot do it, you have a doubt inside. You are not clear inside. So be very clear. Study again, contemplate and reflect. Contemplate and reflect. So once you are clear here, the principle of Eastern wisdom stands, and here the principle of the science understands. Complement both of them. In every understanding, whether you want to understand the physical body, the energy body, the mind, or the intellect, or the ego, we have a very clear understanding of these principles. The most important factor, I used to speak in those conferences that when I'm sick, then I go to the doctor. The disease is already manifested. But I'm not sick, I'm healthy. I begin the journey of yoga. I rise and raise my awareness level. See that? So don't wait to become sick to approach a science. Begin your journey of yoga from today, so that you can avoid the future miseries. Second chapter, Patanjali, second sutra, where it says, Samadhi bhavanarth klesh karunarth. By the practice of meditation with the wisdom, not only you raise your consciousness, but you avoid and drop and destroy the future miseries, future illnesses. That is the beauty. Anyhow, I let you go. Don't get bored. This is